All right. Hi, everybody. To welcome to our little exclamation this morning on why Life Vantage, why you're here, why someone cared enough about you to give you this information. So my name is Daisy Shane Goodwin. I'm over here on the North Shore of Kauai. I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes telling you about not only some incredible products that have changed my life and a lot of people coming on as well, but also a huge, huge opportunity to really set you up in the next 2 to 5 years to not have to work for the rest of your life. A little bit about myself. I am busy. I was extremely busy when this came on, and I still am. We have 3 children, 10-month-old who's keeping me really busy, and also a small business. And I run a nonprofit. We run a school over here. We're busy, busy people. So I get it. Time is of the essence. That's why I like to be quick with these. A little bit about our story and why we came to find this business and these products. My husband and I had been professional athletes for most of our life and had a great run with it. We were able to travel the world, and I, got to be at the top of my game with surfing. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter how good you are, you have a shelf life. And for us, that came in 2008. I'm sure there are some of you that would raise your hand that could agree that 2008 was not the easiest year. And for us, what happened was, we got our legs basically swept out from under us. Half of our income was cut in half, and we were, put into survival mode pretty quickly. We tried to put all of our savings into a small business here on the island, and unfortunately it folded. And then, we went into, the real survival mode of having, it was just really hard. We were having to do whatever we could to make ends meet. So for me, that looked like cleaning houses, vacation rentals. It looked like waitressing at night to just pay our minimum credit card bill. My husband did the odd job. Sorry, I still get choked up because it was a really, really tough time for us as a family. I didn't like my husband. He would spend money on coffee and I'd freak out. It was really tough. And the worst part about it was that I was not present as a mother. It was really hard for me to think about anything else other than, what was ruling us, which was money and the lack of it. So how we came upon this was a dear friend of mine basically put something in front of me. And I'm going to ask you really quickly to get a pen and a paper. I'm going to have you write a couple things down today because you are going to have questions just like I did. And I don't want you to take my word for it. I would love for you to go and do your own research before you decide if this is for you as far as the business goes. The products are for everybody, and I'll explain why in a second. But if you have a pen ready, write down abcnewsreport.com. Now, that's the video I saw 5 years ago, and that shook me up. Because basically what happened was these scientists, one in particular who is world-renowned, has won the Elliott Crescent Award, which is someone that can change a century. Henry Ford, Orville Wright, Marie Curie, those are all recipients. This scientist found out that if you put these 5 herbs together, turmeric, milk thistle, ashwagandha, bacopa, and green tea, if you put these 2 at a certain ratio together, they become 1,600 times more effective. And they are proven now to alleviate oxidative stress, which is the leader in every disease, which is how our cells oxidize as we get older. If you could take a pill for 30 days, what they were finding was it was alleviating oxidative stress in 30 days by an average of 40%. Now, to me, that didn't mean much until I started to research about oxidative stress, and I started to realize that literally every disease is linked to oxidative stress. So I watched this video, and what caught my attention was that these people went in there to make bad news, to create some ratings. They went in there to expose these scientists for making claims that had never medically been possible. Now, what got my attention, and what you will probably notice too, is that only positive came out of it. They took the news reporter's blood And they found out that his oxidative stress had been drastically lowered in less than 2 weeks. So this got my attention enough to get my husband on the product, get my father-in-law, get my father on the product. Now, because of the business model, because it was network marketing, I wouldn't even take the product. I was so skeptical on this business model because, of what I'd heard or what I'd thought that I knew. I wouldn't even get into the product. But they all wanted more. They all got back to me when they were at the bottom of their bottle and they said, "What is this? I want more." Now, if you know business, you know that if someone consumes your product and wants more, you're onto something. So before I'd even take the product, I started to research network marketing, and I started to realize that I was, my perception was from an uncle's sister's best friend's brother who failed at network marketing. I started to realize that I network market every day, whether it's a restaurant I like, whether it's a movie I like, whether it's a product that I have that, I found that I enjoy. I tell everybody about it, and you do too. But the magic of network marketing is you get paid for telling people about it. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't get free movie tickets or a free meal at the restaurant that I talk to people about. But what got my attention was if you take out the middleman and give it to somebody like us that can share the information, that's powerful. And what I learned about network marketing is it's one of the biggest industries that this country has to offer. Second highest paid position besides those professional athletes that are at the top of their game. It is a $240 billion industry that gets the money out to people like us, people that are normal, not these, moguls at the top. Most of the money gets paid out to normal people, anywhere from $500 to $3,000 a month, residually. And I liked that. I liked that it was something that I could tell my friends about and that we could join arms together and that we could, try this out. Now, the only reason I tried it out is because of these products. Because health and wellness is the biggest industry, trillion-dollar industry the world has ever seen. You know that by look around. There's yoga studios, there's health food stores just popping up everywhere you look. And so what I got is that if I can be at the front of this gigantic industry with a product that no one has seen or heard of yet, then I'm onto something. And not only me, but I can bring people along and we can all make some money and all change lives and change people's health. Now, the reason why this is so special, and I said it earlier, but oxidation of the cells is what makes us old as far as feeling old. Okay, it doesn't matter how much water you drink, how many cleanses you do. Maybe you will be a little ahead of someone that eats fast food. But because of the free radicals that are bombarding our body every day, whether it's cell phones, this computer, stress, the air you breathe, exercise even gives you oxidation of your cells. And because it's happening at a rate that's so strong, there's no way that you could take enough vitamin C or do enough cleanses to really fight that. But what I love about these products, is that we can flip our own switch on to make antioxidants instead of taking them. That our body is the miracle, but we are able to flip on that switch to fight this free radical damage that was happening. It's happening at us at a rate that we can't stop. So I really want you to go watch that. I'm going to say it one more time, abcnewsreport.com. And check that out. And there's a bunch of other products, not a bunch, but there's a handful of products that this company represents that are all incredible. They all give you that amazing NRF2 activation that really hasn't been found yet. And what I love about this is it's affordable. Now, if you are into your health, you probably take some of these herbs. You probably drink a cup of green tea every day because you've heard that it will actually reduce your chances of getting cancer. But what I love is that it's $40 for this one bottle instead of, I was spending a good, in the $300 range every month for these herbs separately. And I wasn't getting that synergistic effect. And I wasn't having the same reaction. My body wasn't as, now that these herbs are put together at this synergistic rate. All the products are incredible. I could go on and on, but I really want to, because of time, I want to be quick. So my story goes like that, is that I watched my friends and my family have amazing reactions to these products. And then I watched the dog down the road, who I'll just talk about because I'm an animal lover. Excuse my phone ringing. But, every mammal has oxidative stress, every mammal. And the dog down the road, poor guy, he had a googly eye, those googly eyes they get in mange, and he just was not doing good. He was limping. And I said, hey, if this dog, because they make a pet tandem, right? They make a version for dogs. If this dog notices a difference, I know that animals don't know the placebo effect. I know that animals don't lie. Then I will look at the business. And this is even as I was introduced to network marketing and really looking into what it was. And sure enough, that dog was running down the road, bouncing off the walls like a puppy in 28 days. His hair was growing back. And so that's really what caught my attention, to really look at this and really look at the business. Because I could take these products forever, but what I didn't understand, and what you may not understand yet, is this is a way to do the work once and get paid over and over and over again. I got into this business 5 years ago so that I could, again, buy my family really healthy food. It broke my heart to shop at certain places, and we were pretty much cutting coupons when this came to our life. I just wanted to feed them good. I wanted $1,000 extra a month. That has grown into more money than I ever made at the top of my game as a pro athlete. And the reason why is because these products sell themselves. What I didn't get to tell you as well is when that ABC primetime aired, millions of people saw it. Millions of people went into the stores that they were being sold at, High Health, GNC, different health food stores. And unfortunately, they didn't have the supply to handle that kind of demand. So over the next few years, they went into debt, the company. And the reason why they're network marketing is because they hired someone and said in 2009, what do? We have an amazing product that can change the way that people age. Not that cheesy anti-aging thing you see all over, but true anti-aging on a cellular level. And the man said, have you thought of network marketing? Now, they were as skeptical as I was, and they said, no, we're not doing that. But the man said, you have a story that needs to be told. You have studies that show that this is alleviating people's oxidative stress. You need to tell the story. And who better to tell the story than people's friends and family, people that other people trust. So the first year they had it on the shelves, they were doing about 3 million. They took the guy's advice and they said, okay, we'll do network marketing and we'll see what happens. That next year they did 33 million in network marketing, 125 the next year, and 200,000. We're right at about 200,000 right now. And now we are growing slowly. We have a new corporate staff that knows what they're doing, and we're growing exponentially. Every year we're getting a little more. And that's why I'm here to talk to you, is because nobody knows about it yet. And if you could be first, just like we wish we could have been in the dorm room with Mark Zuckerberg and known about Facebook, but here you have a chance to be first. And the reason why you don't have to be a salesperson, because I'm not one, is because what happened was when that ABC primetime aired, the other thing that was noticed was that this is alleviating oxidative stress and the oxidation of cells. So all these universities did their own research. They were kind of like the news report guy. They said, there's no way this is real. There's no way that he's able to say this and it's working. So Harvard, Louisiana State, Texas Tech, all these universities that are so well respected started to do their own peer review research. So right now, our flagship product, Protandim, has 27 peer-reviewed research studies. Now, I didn't know what that meant, but you need to go and look what peer-reviewed means. It means that one person says this is fact, so another organization comes in and they say, I don't know about that. We're going to check your facts, and they do their own research. And they keep getting peer-reviewed until finally they can say, yes, this is real, what they're saying. We have 27 peer-reviewed research studies. Now, the next thing I want you to write down is pubmed.gov. PUBMED.gov. This is our country's National Institute of Health. This is their website. Now, this is what really got my attention, is that you can type in that search bar anything that you got coming at you hereditary wise. For me, it's high blood pressure, Alzheimer's, I got a few others. Arthritis is big in my family. So that's what I did. I started to do my own research. I typed in arthritis and oxidative stress, and so many research papers came up linking the two. So the FDA does not allow us to say that this product cures any disease. But if you're smart enough to connect the dots like you did when you were a kid, you can do that here. All you got to do is type in that search bar any disease that you can think of and oxidative stress. And because we are the only product on the market that can say that we take that away by an average of 40% in 30 days, you can connect the dots. And that's powerful. I could sit here and give you thousands of testimonials on people that I've seen have amazing, crazy results, but I'm not going to do that because of time's sake. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the business, because I think that financial stress is the worst stress. I've had a lot of things come at me in my life, but being strapped for money and having, to pay those bills and not have a way out, I think was the hardest thing that I've ever dealt with. So the reason why this got my attention, number one, is you get paid next Friday. So when you bring someone in, you get 40% of that initial order. So say someone just wants to try the product, you're going to get 40% of that initial order next Friday. I liked that because every week I had bills coming in. I was worried. I was like, well, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to pay that bill? But if next Friday I'm getting paid, I don't really have to worry too much. And that goes 40% with anyone you bring in. Now, how it worked for me is that people had such an amazing reaction with the product, they wanted to come into the business. And I grew it very organically. Now the way I build is a lot different than the way when I started. I was all about the product in the beginning. Now I am all about the business and the product, because I've seen what it's done to our family and a lot of other families. Now, another thing that got my attention, obviously the residual aspect, is that as over time, more people join your organization and you get roughly about 5%. There's a bunch of different levels, but the average is about 5% of everything in your organization every single month. Now, on the 15th, we just had the 15th, I get a large check. Now, why that's important is because you just never know when life's going to hit you. I live in a small community. We were hit with the 100-year flood last April. And a lot of people, it's really hard. A lot of people lost their jobs, can't get to work, and they necessarily don't have their well dug before it was dry, or wet in this case. I was on bed rest last month, pregnant last year for 5 months. And then I had a baby. And for the last basically year and a half, I have completely taken off doing anything for my business here. But guess what? That check keeps coming no matter what. We're talking generational wealth. And what I love about that is that that's going to pass on to my kids. So your work today can pass on for generations. And that to me is powerful. I don't know of other industries like that you can do that unless you are at the top of your game at some, gigantic corporation. Now I'm going to talk about two things that blew my mind about this compensation plan, and then we're going to wrap it up. Number one, there's something called a matching bonus. Now what happens is the first person that I sign up, say I sign up Joe, I'm going to get 10% of his income as long as he's working for Life Vantage. And once people make a little money, they get sold and they don't want to quit because it's amazing. Mailbox money is unbelievable. So I'm going to get 10% of Joe's income for the rest of his existence and whoever else that I sign up. Now, whoever Joe signs up, I'm going to get 5% of his income, and then 5% of the next person's income, and 5%, 5 levels down below me of the income that comes in. And it's actually a pretty big portion of my check every month. And the reason why I love this is because of the behavior that it creates. You don't sign someone up and leave them. And that's why we're doing these Zooms, and we are such a solid team creating an amazing culture, is because we help everyone as they go because that rising tide raises all the ships. Now that blew my mind, the matching bonus, because I don't know where you can train someone in an industry and get paid off of their income. The other one that's blew my mind is the elite bonus. And this is big. And I'm just letting you know my husband came home, so he might distract me. He does that. Anyways, the elite bonus is just unbelievable. What happens is when you get to the elite ranks of Pro 7, 8, 9, and 10, you are going to share in everything sold in the world, globally. So as a Pro 7, you share in 1% of everything sold. We're in about a couple dozen countries right now, and it's growing and growing, and that's why getting in now is so huge. And then as a Pro 8, you're going to share in 2%. As a Pro 9, you're going to share in 3%. And as a Pro 10, you are going to share in 4% of the global sales. And there are not that many Pro 10s because we are still so young. Now, the reason why I really want you to pay attention to this is because, like I said, we're not in every country yet. And what's happened to me and happened to a lot of people on my team, and why network marketing is so unbelievable, is you don't know who's going to lead you to the next person. So we started in this tiny community on Kauai. There are, I think, 400 people in my town, 40,000 on our island. And it has grown to over 8,000, probably more if I checked because it grows every day, people worldwide. And one team has 200 people in Canada that I would have never met if I said no to this. And we have people in the UK and Australia, and we just signed someone up in New Zealand. And because so-and-so talked to so-and-so, whose brother talked to sister, and that person was on their knees praying for an answer like I was 5 years ago. So let me tell you something. If you are in a position right now financially where you don't need this, or your life is great and you don't need this, and this business is not for you, and the products are what are gonna, spark an interest. But if where you are right now is not where you want to be in the next 2 to 5 years, if you are looking for an answer, something to fit into the nooks and crannies of your life and get paid as you go, and that's what got my attention, because all I had was an hour a day when I started, my daughter's nap time. But because I know that if you are consistent with little bits and you keep putting in your time, you will have amazing results. And that's exactly what happens here. So if that's you, please get with the person that invited you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, find me on Facebook or Instagram, and let's talk more. Because I've never seen any opportunity like this. I just haven't. And I've seen a lot traveling all over the world as a world-class athlete. And then let them know if this is for you, if this is not for you, if the product is for you. Definitely do your research, because I've never seen anything like this that's so affordable and so amazing, that's happening on a cellular level. It's just powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. So thank you for tuning in. I think we're right at about 20 minutes. I appreciate your time, and I will send out the recording. And then again, if you're just hearing this for the first time on YouTube, you can look me up. It's at The Goodwin Way on Instagram, and we'll find you. And take care, everyone. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. And I'm going to turn this off. Take care. Bye.